Well, hello guys, welcome to episode 3 of this Versus Afterparty, where we're taking FC20 for the next season after the Versus series to see whether we can do okay with them, see if we can continue this good form. So we've gone through the transfer window after the last couple of episodes, and it's gone quite well. Transfer-wise, we also, if you remember, were in Europe, so we have played our European game, and you can see here we are coming back for the first game of the season against Feyenoord, which is a tricky little game. We're not going to come back regularly. We're only going to probably make 3 or 4 trips through the season, or trips back here through the season, just to see how we get on. So let's have a little look at the transfers, what we've done in transfer land. 3 transfers out. Couple of players you probably won't recognise, Uzan and Bosch. We also had, do we have retired players on here? We had Leon Clark, who retired. He was another one. And then you can see here a bunch of players who've left on a free. Tani Uzan and Bosch are in there. Don't know why I didn't bother showing this. And then there was a few young, all these guys, Alshkirch and Marsman, were 2 youngsters who the board decided these bids were enough. I'm not particularly happy. This was my choice, getting rid of Drommel, just because I didn't like him. So, no real reason. So these are the players we've bought in. Ignore these 3 and ignore this one. This was my assistant just filling up the reserves a little bit. So it's these guys that are the important ones. We've also extended the loans of... I'll talk about them in a second because I'm not going to remember them all. But we've extended a bunch of loans, the ones that were important. So goalkeeper, backup goalkeeper is this lad, who I think is better than the player we've just sold, Drommel. He is a 3-star player, looks pretty good, decent agility, which is always good. A lot of the goalkeeping stats are fairly good. Eccentricity is a little bit high, and his punching tendency, if that is a thing, is a little bit high. But I think a pretty good, solid Portuguese goalkeeper. So that was a pleasing thing. I wanted to get a centre back, but I failed to get a centre back. But what we've done is we've got ourselves a little bit more quality in the attacking part, because I thought that was an area that we were struggling with a little bit. So let's have a little look through. So first up, from Juventus, I haven't got the name fixed, we bought in a Italian, Luca Clemenza, only £245,000. I think for a backup midfielder, which is essentially what he's going to provide. He is decent. He has got a lot of potential. Well, actually, he's 23, but he's you look, he's fairly fast. He can dribble. He can probably, if we train him left and right, we can probably sort of fill him in there as well. He's got all the stats to be able to do that. Next up on loan, added to the loan folk, Pantic. Probably should get a cream for that. So he is another guy who is incredibly versatile. We can play him on the right, probably on the left, and in midfield as well. Again, very decent player. As with everyone, he's fast, he can dribble, he's got a good pass on him as well, so he's going to be a sort of decent playmaker-y type person. There's nothing outstanding in that statistics, but I think it's pretty good, and he's learning. This guy is a youngster who is someone who may develop quite nicely, but he was mine. I quite like the look of his sort of technique, passing. He's tackling wise, he couldn't tackle a frog, but he's got a lot of other things going from him. Some of these mental stats are a bit worrying. His composure isn't particularly great, but his decision making isn't awful. So he's someone who could turn into something. Last up is this lad, another player who we've brought in to provide a little bit of backup on the left side this time, and again, he's fast, he can dribble, he can cross, all these sort of things. So as you can see, a lot of focus on left, right, centre positions, because I felt actually that was one of the big problems. We had 3 players who could play there. Now we've got people we can bring in, take out, and we're not too worried about if we get injured, or if we get an injury to one of the main players, we can just slot someone in, or if someone gets a bit tired. So that's the plan anyway. I'd still like to get a defender, and there's still money in the bank. So we'll see what we can do about that. I don't think the transfer window's closed yet, but let's hit the game against. Let's go into the game against Feyenoord. I'm going to submit those numbers. We're going to have a look at the team. Probably just going to change things up a little bit because we've played matches as well. Sorry, Will. Oh crap! I've just agreed. No, I didn't want to do that. Oh well, we've got Matos on the left side, which isn't ideal because I'd have liked to play Juncker there, but Matos can play there effectively. We'll have a look at the. We have played in Europe as well. This is seamless stuff, isn't it? But we will come back and talk about that in a second. I can't remember who we played, which is the problem. Even though I did it literally 10 minutes ago. So, actually, it wasn't. I had to take the dog out. That's the problem. I've gone through a door, and apparently, when you go through a door, one of the things that can happen is your mind just kind of puts out a thought, so it just kind of loses a thought between the two. So, well, Bergeron, a chance almost straight away. Beautiful ball in there from Pantic, who is the guy on loan from Chelsea. So, I mean, Bergeron has stayed, and we haven't. That's another place I'd have loved to bring someone in who's a little bit better, but I couldn't find anyone. Amazingly enough, there was just nobody out there. So we do have this lad, I think, Russin, who is a centre forward who I got through from the reserves, who I think does look quite good. He's got, I mean, you look at his dribbling, his finishing, his first touch, all very good. His decision making again is a little bit dodgy, but look at the composure. Look at the anticipation. So you feel that if he's put in the right place, and he may not be in the right place because his positioning's not great, he might do all right. So he is someone I think we can all be a little bit excited about, and maybe the fact that we haven't managed to bring someone in might mean he has a future at the club. So a good start for us, but one of the things that we found in our first few games, we were creating chances like anything, but we weren't putting them away very effectively. So it'd be nice to just put the ball in the back of the net. And, you know, I know from the previous sort of situation, or previous season, actually, the forward didn't do an awful lot. Oh, wow, what a header that was in terms of scoring goals. But it would be nice, you know, seven shots, 6 on target, 1 clear-cut chance, and they're 1-0 up. It'd be nice not for that not to happen. It'd also be very nice not to get sacked this season, because that'd be slightly embarrassing if that's the way it finished. Right then, nicely done. Oh wow, how did that not go in? What happened? Oh, it's half time. That was a real chance there, but Feyenoord take the lead. Zucchini is anxious, perhaps thinking someone's going to fry him. He's frustrated. He's not in the right sort of headspace, is he, to be playing? He's not playing well. I think we'll look to bring someone else on. I think the obvious choice is Karaman, the £1 million man. See if he can bring something new to this. Abidjania. I don't know what the heck went on there, but we've got the ball back. Matos. Abidjania. Oh, that's awful. Bergeron just didn't get on the end of it. And we're straight through the middle of our defence, and well played from the goalkeeper, Gabahuhu. But we've had 2 clear-cut chances and still haven't scored a goal, which is vaguely disappointing. Well, probably more than vaguely. But what we might do is bring on the youngster, see if we can, just as an advance forward, see if we can bring something, bring some excitement out. Espinosa's on the charge here. Is he going to play the ball in? He sort of does. And it's Matos. Matos is going to beat his man. He's Berger and misses. Oh, that's terrible. Another really good chance. Another chance. Abidjania. I mean, all in all, I mean, we've played well. You look at it. Oh, we've got away with that one though. What I might do is bring on Juncker on the left side, because and play him on an attack role. Just have a little bit more fire down this right side. Yeah, on an attack role there. Inside forward on support for Kenan Kananzi. And I think I don't know what nationality he is, but it's fine. I think the final change I might do at this stage. No, it's a bit early, but I don't care. I don't care. Ruzin is someone I've got a lot of hope for. And if he could score a goal to sort of push us another chance potentially, it's in. It's Bijan. Absolutely fantastic. It's 1-1. Brilliantly done from the boys in red. Very, very good. We'll see that one again. First goal of the season in the league, and Bijan beat everyone. Ran in from Cantella Piedra's free kick. Brilliant stuff. Come on, can we nick this right at the end? Or are we going to haps? Ooh, off the post. I don't know, maybe the goalkeeper pushed it onto the post. We're going to just beef up, because I think we've played pretty well. You feel there might be a chance either way. We're going to risk it at this point. And that's it. That's it. A 1-1 draw. It's not a terrible result. We've played really, really well. Pantic is got a bit of an injury, but we've got a lower leg injury. We'll see what that is. Hopefully it's not a serious one. And we'll just have a little look. What's he got? Oh, no, a shin. And just so we are all up to speed, yeah, we played this club TSC in the Euro Cup. What is it? The Euro? No, is the Euro Cup rather than the Euro 2 Cup. So I think if we lose somewhere here, we drop down to the Euro 2 Cup, and we beat them 3-0 on aggregate. It was fairly comfortable. Absolutely dominated both games. Cantella Piedra and Espinosa in the first game. And in the second game, it was the youngster Ruznin, who I hope is going to turn into something special. And we are playing Midtjylland in the third qualifying, but we are not going to come back then. We will be coming back deep into the season for our first kind of look back at how we've done. We'll play one game, we'll come back again a little bit further on in the season, and then probably right at the end, last game of the season, and that will be it. That will be the series, just kind of seeing how we've done this season with Twente. Can we improve on last season? And more importantly, can we do better than avoiding relegation does in his save that he's also continuing? That's the key one, isn't it? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you are new, and I will see you next time on the Versus After Party. Goodbye.